going to show you guys right here. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's Generation 9 podcast. Your host, me, Victor Martinez, along with the crew, Ehsan Farahi, Vlad Yudin, and Edwin Mejia. Yeah,
What's
boy.
up, brother?
Yep, surprise, motherfucker, I'm alive. Another day.
It's been a minute, but we are back. We are back, and we're going to be stronger as ever. And most importantly, Vic, you are here with us. And you are recovering, you're getting healthy every day, man. And people are waiting for you, man. They were waiting for you to make a strong comeback.
I know. And again, another comeback out of many. But I'm grateful to be, again, here speaking to you guys. The fans out there, loyal listeners. Let's just get ready. I know you guys have, a lot of unanswered questions.
Yes.
To the fools that, hate to acknowledge, but you guys are watching too. You were all wrong about everything, and again, speculations that happens, and I'm reading Arnold's book, be useful, and one of the things is he says in the book is people love when the great have fallen, but I'm up.
There you go. Exactly.
Yeah. So first and foremost, Vic, I mean, obviously, how do you feel physically, mentally, emotionally now that you have been recovering? A lot of people want to know how you feel. A lot of people want to know what's your state of mind, health-wise, as well, and mentally, and what led to the hospitalization and the surgery and where you are today?
Man, I have to say where I'm feeling is emotions are all over the place, because it was one of these things that it didn't happen overnight.
Mm-hmm.
It built up for me getting worse to a point that it was just bad and it was just the living hell. So the first month of not knowing what I was experiencing, again, other than the pain, not feeling good, not being able to eat, the first week was my body just shutting down. And that started by throwing up. Then it started by not eating, followed by not sleeping. That was just the first week. Then I guess it's your body's reaction when you're fighting something and you just have like a breakthrough where you just like feel fine. And you think you're good, and I go back to the normal day life, taking the kids to school, working, training my clients. And then it just turns around again, man. And it was some days at night. I have to say this because I know a lot of people go through it. And it's just us as humans. There were some days that I just felt like, yo, just kill me.
Wow, man.
Just like, I don't want to go through this pain anymore. Remember, I was floating from midnight to about 5 a.m, roaming around the apartment without sleep, not being able to eat, and you're just kind of fading away. And
I feel like the unknown is the worst, man. When you don't, because I remember what happened. We were supposed to record an episode, right? And you called me like, "Hey, my back is hurting." I'm like, "All right, well, we'll do it tomorrow." And go to the chiropractor. You'll be all right tomorrow. And then tomorrow comes, I'm still in pain. I'm like, all right. And then a week goes by. And you're like, I don't know what's going on. And you telling me I don't know what's going on. And I'm like, what do you mean you don't know what's going on? What's happening with you? So from that point on, it started with a back pain, right? And it turned into a stomach pain. So What happened next?
Yes, exactly how it started, Vlad. And I was just explaining to you the play-by-play, like my back. And then all of a sudden, I'm feeling my stomach. So you think you're having stomach issues. And you said right now, should have gone to a chiropractor. Almost did. And I tell you, had I done that, it would have been a 360 for the worst.
Really?
Yes,
wow.
Yes, because obviously, I told you I went to the hospital once. They turned me away. They went home. They said go home, and I'm telling them, but I don't feel good.
And they can't find, and they don't know what it is, right? They don't know
what it is. So basically, when you go to the hospital, first thing they do is they check your vitals. Everything's fine. Your heart rate, your pulse. Then they do an EKG right at the emergency room. EKG is fine. The heart is good. Next thing, I'm telling them, obviously, I have stomach pain. followed by sonogram, your stomach, your intestinal, they do all that. They find nothing. You're good. Another pain shot, they send you home. But I'm like, but I don't feel good. That was trip 1. Trip 2, same thing. They did all the same procedures. You're good. Your blood is good, or your balance is good. Followed by a third time. The third time, that's when Munoz was like, I tell him, Vic, I have to go back. And he's like, what?
And different hospital you went to this time around, right?
Unfortunately, when you're in so much pain and you're going through it, you really can't think straight. And, my wife is just nervous. She's right now looking at me like, what the hell? Like, she doesn't really know what to do. And I go back to the same hospital, which is a big mistake. And I'm glad I'm mentioning this to a lot of people. Once one hospital does not find something, I oblige you to just go to another hospital, either a bigger hospital, a research hospital, not a teaching hospital. Do not ever go to a teaching hospital and ask this question before you go to the hospital. So my mistake was going to the same hospital 3 times. By the 4th, Victor was like, I'm not going to leave your side. I'm going to stay here. And another thing I have to tell people is do never, ever go to the hospital alone. Do not. 1, because they're going to be very dismissive. And 2, when you can't think straight, they'll tell you and advise you on things to do that are not aggressive to find out what is the cause, the root of the problem. So you have to have somebody that's clear-minded next to you, waiting for you. Either somebody doesn't have time, change shifts, but do not ever go to the hospital alone without having somebody that speak for you and kind of press on, like keep going. So by the 3rd time I'm there in the hospital, man, I think those were the worst painful days. I remember I asked Victor Munoz for a cyanide pill.
Damn.
Vic, and again, I'm mentioning this because a lot of us have been through pain. We either deal with it or, either just kind of fix it. My point wasn't being fixed, and I was just telling him crazy stuff. And he just said, no, you're stronger. Keep going through it. So first day, get him admitted. Second day, more tests. By the 3rd, they were just like, okay, MRI came back good, but that was only in front of me. MRI, unfortunately, does not do a 360 scope.
Oh, okay.
When they did, again, I went for the last one on my back, and it was difficult, the MRI, because it was a closed MRI. I'm claustrophobic.
Yeah.
I admit it. Yeah, I admitted the claustrophobia, and that's why, for some reason, when something gets too close to my face, when people get too close to me, I get like a little, like get the hell away from me being so close. But I made it through, thinking about my daughters, and that's what gave me the strength to kind of hold on and sit in that freaking MRI for 45 minutes.
Wow.
And that's when basically all hell broke loose. Doctor came straight to my room within 2 hours of getting the reading, and he said, we got to prepare for emergency surgery in 2 hours. And that's when they found on my back, right in the middle by the thoracic spine, which is the middle of it, and the TH1, TH2, that's when they found the bacteria embedded right on my back, basically just chewing away my spine.
Oh my God. A bacteria right inside of the spine, basically.
Right inside, and again, it could have landed on my heart, the lungs, brain, anywhere, because once something is, doctor tells me it's basically running through my bloodstream. And once it's in there, it's basically where does it decide to incubate? And in my case, it embedded itself on the spine.
You need to take your muscles to the max!
Whoa there, Turbo. Do you even know what's in that stuff?
Oh, yeah.
See, most protein powders are filled with artificial sweeteners, food dyes, and filler.
Really?
I wouldn't put that stuff in my body.
Neither would I. Transparent Labs is made with just a handful of all-natural ingredients without any of the weird stuff. Transparent Labs. Protein without the weird stuff.
Did you have any doubts of making it through at any moment, especially when you knew what you had, or right around the time that you knew what it was?
Yeah. When again, he breaks down the issues. The doctor, he was a great doctor. Again, these guys just genius, man, at what they do. And once he starts telling me the outcome, the good, the bad, the ugly, very few good, the doubts weren't there. I was more like, let's get it over with. Let's be done with it. Was I scared? Not as much as my wife, as much as my sister and my brother that were there, and my brother Steve, and of course Munoz. I was just like, let's dance. Here's another one. Like, let's go for it. If I made it, I made it. If I didn't, I didn't. But first thing I always say which is crazy, and again, I always do it, whether I'm on a plane with turbulence, you feel like you're going to crash, or about to freaking hit a major accident, I'm ready to go see my mother,
Yeah.
I'll say, Mother, here I come.
So you would say a lot of the, you've been through a lot of adversity in your life, obviously, and with a lot of struggles in bodybuilding and things like that. I mean, would you say, and obviously with your mother, would you say a lot of those past struggles helped kind of get you through what you got through this time around?
That's what usually helps me. Thinking about her pain, thinking about every time the doctor sent her home and said, you're okay. And 3 to 6 weeks later, it winds up being cancer. And then they keep doing the same. They kept doing the same to her for years. So seeing how she fought and seeing how many people fight, I mean, everything. When I was thinking, I was thinking actually about Ronnie. I was thinking about Flex Wheeler, just people that I've gone through it in our industry and seeing what they gone through. It's like you look for things that will just give you that courage to just, go through, man.
Well, ironically, as this was happening to you, right? Ronnie was going through his fight with sepsis, where he was in the hospital for over 2 weeks, I believe, and he was fighting for his life to a degree. And this is both happening at the same time, which is crazy. Like,
I know, and that's what I was thinking of. Like, I sent him a message, and obviously, I think like a day later, or 2 days, I'm in the hospital, and so I reached out to him. Obviously, at that point, I'm already in disarray. And all I could do is just send him a message and trying to see like what is going to be my outcome. And that's how I actually thought. I thought, I know he mentioned it was something in his blood that his daughter kind of pressed him on to go to the hospital. It's like we always have that one person that's going to be your guiding light to like, you're not doing it, I'm going to take you, to get tested. I'm going to take you to the doctor. And it's
exactly.
So his story was definitely one of the things. And also, I think it wasn't, it was different with him, but him watching him, through his accident and just watching. And it's like you see, and again, it happens to a lot of people in the world, but when it's going on with somebody within the industry, it hits hard and you see how he's pulling through,
Yeah. But by the way, Ehsan got in the crazy. We're going to put a picture up what he looked like a couple of weeks ago.
I think I was just getting out the hospital. Yes. I'm like, what is going on, man?
Mine was nothing, man. Mine was nothing. I have a question. You go through a lot of the pain. How much pain from 0 to 10 right now you have, and you had passed? Because a few days ago, you posted something about your medications, but full of the table of injections, pills, and everything. How go through the pain for?
Well, the pain was one of those things I would tell you was so debilitating that in the hospital, and again, once I got to the hospital, mind you, I was going through the pain for 2 to 3 weeks before I took anything. So I'm dealing with it, whatever, CBD. I wasn't taking Tylenol or anything like that, but I'm just dealing with it. And I don't know how, but obviously the human body can, overcome and sustain anything. But the pain was so bad in the hospital that they have this chart. How's your pain between 1 and 10? And I said, well, look at the picture on 10. What do you see? And they have a face, a struggling face, like with the painful look and tears coming out. And they're like, oh, yeah, we see it. Well, look at me now. And I had the same exact face. It was basically so painful that the tears were just coming out my eyes,
So Vic, the doctors had to go into your spine and basically perform a surgery to take out all the bacteria that was causing the pain, right?
Yes, it was. He said basically we're gonna have to go in your spine, and we see the bacteria, and then he proceeds to tell you maybe we might have to take out 4 discs. If this happens, the case is you might not have feeling from your chest down.
Oh my God!
Wow. So when they tell you that right away, what is your thought process? What are you thinking?
I'm like, well, I don't know. I hope I could get a souped up wheelchair, whatever, and just kind of work it out. But I wasn't like, holy. Once you start harping on it, and thinking I am going to be in a wheelchair. I am going to be paralyzed. It's kind of like, I'll be alive. I'll figure it out later. You know,
It's great. I mean, we can obviously smile and joke about it now, right? But like, it's one day we see you and you're in perfect health, right? And then we're doing a podcast together, right? And then like, boom, the next day, it's just crazy how this happens. Like, just like, you know what I mean?
life, man.
Crazy,
Life has the
man.
turnaround. And if you just kind of take it for granted, it's like you think you're going to be good tomorrow. And that's usually not the case. And you've seen it all. Live one day at a time. You know, tomorrow's not guaranteed, all that. I know they say it in motivationals, all social media. It's cliche, but it's a fact, man. Like you said, one day I'm fine speaking to you. The next, I can't even put a sentence together.
Well, man,
Yeah.
well, I'm happy to see that you're getting better. Would you say obviously the surgery was a success?
Yeah.
And that obviously you're still in recovery right now. And I guess the last question for me, another question for me, in other words, would be, how has this affected your training routine? Right.
No training.
And
No
then-
training at all.
And you've lost a lot of weight recently too, right, Vic?
Yeah. How much you think I weigh?
I can't tell. You still look huge shoulders, man. You still
Oh,
look
that's
good.
fine. I mean, right now, again, when you have muscle, is one of the things that people got to see the good into working out. It's not just about muscle. This is basically what saves you from car accident, like Ehsan, bike accident, any kind of accident. If you don't work out, your body does not have enough muscle to fight it. So if you don't have much, you're gonna get worse.
Yeah.
So the muscle actually helps you in the reserve, everything I had. But I want you to guess how much I weigh. Ehsan, what do you think?
200.
Oh, close though.
210?
206.
Oh wow.
You look like that.
Yeah, I know.
Look like that.
I know. I'm surprised I can hold my head up with this skinny neck right now.
When you was, do you remember when you was last time? 206?
No, I was 206.
In high
I'll tell you
school?
right now, after the 99 Atlantic State.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I competed at 190, 192, and I 195. Light heavyweight, and I actually rebound to about 207.
That's crazy, man. We weigh the same. We weigh the same exactly. I mean, that's what I weigh now.
Yeah.
How has the recovery been going? So you stayed in the hospital for about what, 13 days or something like that, right? That you came home and then you've been just
13
basically
days.
bed rest, right? For the remaining part.
Yeah, so the 13 days, I came out of the surgery, and it's like you wake up and you're like, yeah, motherfucker, let's go for another round. But then you're good because you're on anesthesia, so you're chilling. And obviously you get up, and I already knew, like, oh, feeling good because of anesthesia. This is gonna start wearing out. And within about 2 hours, man, you just start feeling everything, like, to a point that the pain just starts like just tightening its grip around you, and tighter and tighter and tighter, and you're like, holy snap. And you just kind of say, can I have something for the pain? And they're like, oh, we'll give you Tylenol 1000. I said, you know what, you're gonna give me that, just keep it. And then they basically went to the doctor, had a discussion, and that's when they gave me the morphine.
The good stuff.
So how long have you been? How long do you need to be out of like the gym for now? I know you're dying to get back into the gym. Not that you should or you shouldn't, but I mean, what is your protocol now, moving forward, and what's your recovery like the next few weeks look like?
Well, the gym can happen. For the reason being, my back is still being, my back is still kind of getting infused, because it was replaced by a metal grid. That's one. So my stability is a little off. I try to lift anything, it's going to be a little difficult. Right now I could do about maybe 25, 30 pounds. And also the reason I can't go is because I'm going to show you guys right here. Yeah, the IV PICC line, which was a peripherally inserted central catheter. And it basically goes into the main vein on your arm, and it hits one of the main veins.
Oh, wow.
In your heart.
Wow.
And this is to administer my antibiotics, which is one of the strongest ones. I mean, this thing is so brutal, man. You start getting this weird.
That's serious, man.
But you fight it with, probiotics, prebiotics. I'm using shellac, which is one of these organisms from whatever Eastern part of the world. And you try to fight it, man, because, the gums start receding. It's like eating you up. Obviously, the main purpose is when they operated me, they removed 90% of the bacteria. So they say close to 8 to 10% was still there. They could not take it out because that would have been my fourth disc, and the fourth disc would have affected my leg. So they didn't want to touch that. So that's what I have.
Antibiotics, that's for that, right? Okay.
Yeah, it's for that. And with having this, I can't sweat. I can't be on the heat too long because it's easy to get another infection right through there. So,
right.
So I keep my, if I go out with my daughter or anything, I keep it out for maybe just 1 hour.
Did you get your appetite back? Are you able to eat?
Yes. That was the thing I was happy about. Obviously the hospital food, not that great. I'm eating 1 to barely 2 meals. And, once I got out, I got up to my third meal, which I'm fine, 3 to 4.
Did you get your Chinese steak delivered?
Chinese.
Oh man, mostly steak, mostly fatty foods, but not fried.
Right.
Yeah, no Chinese, man. I want my Chinese steak though when we do the next one in person, right?
Hormone replacement therapy, HRT, TRT, testosterone replacement therapy. They all kind of go into the same bucket of hormones. Men and females, they all have the same exact hormones. For males, they need more testosterone than females. And for females, we need a little bit more estrogen than males.
Basically what that means is if you get your blood work done, your testosterone's low, we try to get it to an optimal level.
We'd walk into where our medical assistants would be. They're contacting patients all throughout the day, making sure patients are feeling good, looking good, and performing their best, making sure they're hitting their goals, making sure they're tolerating the medication properly, and everything is going well. Patient care and patient service is number one to us. And if they have any questions, concerns, issues, then we're taking care of them too as well.
A TRT company or Titan Medical, what they do is they make people healthy and they get people to really live the dream of life. It's one of those things I always say, do you want to live a long life or a quality of life? And that's what Titan Medical does.
Rick, I have a question. You lost a lot of size, so yeah. It bothers you right now because most athletes on your age and your area right now doesn't have that size. You was the last person standing up for that size, and everyone thought you want to come back on the stage one day again and again. But that's happened right now because of this tragedy for you. It bothers you? You lost a lot of the weight, size and weight?
Not at all. I don't think it's bothered me through my injuries, my knee injury, my arm injury. What else? Through immigration detention, all of it. I've lost weight my entire life, but I always said this was having muscle is not one thing that defines me. I started working out for mental strength and again, to have discipline. So the muscle was just a side effect. So me losing the muscle still doesn't define me. I'm big, so exactly. I'll get it back. You'll see, and I'll start building it. Have a few workouts over at Generation Iron Gym. Yeah, start documenting it, and people are gonna start seeing where I'm at. And the first thing that's gonna happen is I'm not gonna have that muscle connection, so the weights are gonna be kind of all over the place. But do I want to get huge? No. I want to just go back to my regular weight. Actually, not regular weight. I think I got sick around 235. So eventually I want to get up to at least 220.
We should make it serious about that, like a video series, like Victor Martinez getting his size back. That's a cool idea, man.
It's going to be a process, and people are going to see that I'm not going to do anything extreme. What I'm basically just going to do is I'm going to just train. And they're going to be surprised for the people that don't know about muscle memory. A lot of people in our industries do know, but they're going to think some crazy stuff right away. Oh, I'm going back on a, pre-Olympia cycle. It's going to be nothing like that,
Vic, so we want this to be a learning experience, right? What advice would you give to somebody? Because obviously, if this happened to you, it can happen to pretty much anybody, right? What advice would you give for people to avoid this or see it coming or something like that? Anything at all you want to mention about that?
No, a lot. It's one of those things I was thinking about when I was going through it. It's most hospitals, most doctors, again, if they're not one of these thorough medical professionals, they're going to brush it off. So one thing is, I was listening to my body. Be keen on your body. I mean, that goes with everything, and what bodybuilding is basically defined by. Listen to your body. You know when you're overtraining and things like that. So you know when you don't feel good. And don't doubt when you don't feel good. Just stay on top of it. This is day 1. This is day 2. Now when you start going through a few days, you know, trust yourself when you're not feeling good. And when all things don't go right, you know, trying to do home remedies, which most people try to do, it's like definitely go in and go to a hospital and do not leave until they actually find the diagnosis. But a lot of people tend to ignore it. And what do? They try to take a nap, sleep it off, take a pain medication, mask it, and that's what's going to start prolonging, you know, the issue, the problem.
It's so frustrating. You go to a hospital and you say you're in pain, and then they're like, okay, well, nothing wrong with you, go home. Like, it's just bizarre, right? It's ridiculous.
Again, you have just, doctors are just as good as a mechanic, you know, as anything else, you know, in any profession, a cook, you name it, you know, good trainers, bad trainers. There's bad, good in every profession. So when you're training with a trainer and you're not getting your results, just don't be afraid to change. Don't be afraid to question them. So the same thing goes with the professional of the medical field. It's just, you have to question them, and you have to kind of, don't feel bad because you're questioning their authority. You have to take matters into your own hands. And if I didn't, I would have been right now regretting it, you know, or not here, you know.
Ehsan, so don't downplay. What happened to you? You got hit by a car, man. Tell the people what happened, man.
I was biking actually the week before it happened to Victor. I was road biking. I was about to drive home after 25 to 30 miles, and then one car caught me, and I forced to go to right side. My bike as a second is stopped, hooked with something, and I shoot. So I shoot, and I was heavy. I mean, I am heavy. So I come down with my neck, the side of my face, my neck, shoulder, hip, and then flip it. As I say, it's just happened a second. I just sit down and look around. I see all cars stop, and that car didn't stop at all. That car was left.
Freaking hit and run.
Hit and run, man.
Yeah, and I just try to stand up. I see I can. I was dizzy because of hitting my head.
You're wearing a helmet. That's good.
Yeah, I mean, helmet, man, helmet. All biking, never ever. If you're doing the bike, if you're doing the scooter, if you're doing anything is moving, put the helmet, and just realize that how much a good helmet can save your life. I mean, if I don't have a good helmet, I mean, when I want to buy a helmet, you can buy a helmet for $20, and you can buy a helmet for $500. And I asked that person, what's the difference? He said, because you're heavy, if you fell down, if something happened, the helmet has to protect your head. So you have to buy this helmet, which is that moment in time was 150, something like that. So I just buy it. I wasn't happy to buy. I want to pay $150 for a helmet, but I buy it. And right now, I just realized why it's very important helmets for biking, man, and for a scooter. So thanks God, I wasn't that big deal. I rest 1 week. My wrist is still jammed because of the heating. I can't push as a shoulder and press. I can't push it properly, but it become good. I'm good right now.
Well, nothing torn, nothing broken, just great.
Nothing broke, nothing torn, just a scar. Thanks God, just a scar. Scar was bad. I mean, it's hurtful, but it's take like 2 weeks and then gone.
Yo, Vic texted me. It was like, did somebody put a curse on a podcast? What's going on, man?
Well, no, it's just one of those things. You just kind of go in and just kind of make jokes out of the situation.
That's the only thing you
because,
can do.
Trying to bring the good light. Obviously, none of this is a joke. Obviously, Ehsan could have been worse. He could have torn something, broken something. Obviously, the whole thing would have been better if nothing would have happened. But it's just life is not like that. Shit's gonna happen,
Maybe it's Joe Weider. Remember that one episode that we had?
Which one?
You know what I'm talking about?
Which one? Which one?
It was all jokes. You said, Joe Weider, are you down there?
Oh shit, man! I know. I don't know. Did it happen because I joke so much? Nah.
Nah, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
About happiness, tragedies, and that's it, man.
The good thing that everybody's alive and everybody's recovering. That's the most important thing.
Yeah, Vic, what would you say? I mean, to tell your fans out there, obviously Generation I Nation, they're watching. Thank you guys for watching. What would be the best way for fans to continue to support you, and what advice would you give them moving forward?
Oh, guys, I mean, to support me is definitely the well wishes you guys send. Saying basically, wish you a quick recovery. Aside from everybody that was actually thinking the worst, basically up yours. But the fans that constantly kept checking, obviously I couldn't get to more of the messages because I think the first couple of weeks or a week in the hospital, I couldn't write, I couldn't text. It's just the pain overcame my decision making. But definitely to support, I don't know, buy my supplement line, buy Martinez signature, and also my Zen waffles, But I know a few people came up to my room and they said, let's do a GoFundMe, and it's not about pride or anything like that. It's just I don't know. I feel like just people don't really like the pity. That's why I wasn't really posting much myself in the hospital. It's just like, you know what? It's just at this point, let me save my strength. Let me save to deal with criticism later on, because I'm not surprised, but a lot of people tend to really kick you when you're down. And, I didn't want anybody else to defend me or any of that, but you see a lot of the fans doing it for me, and I appreciate them. But I didn't want to deal with all that because my main focus was, let me get through this, man. And it was, I tell you, man, I appreciate the nurses. They always want you to say, I'm in pain. But there was a few good ones that when they saw me in pain, they said, okay, are you ready? And they just administer the medication, man. And some of it was like, you're good. Like I said, it's supposed to be every 4 hours for the medication, sometimes every 6. I was lucky to have someone give it to me every 4 hours, and it gave me 2 to 3 hours of peace, peace of mind, reach out to family, reach out to whoever I could. But once it came in, the rest, you just had to do some breathing, deep breathing, and just kind of move for it to pass, man. But those days, man, those 24-hour days felt like 48 hours each day.
It's nothing like, I've never experienced to that extent, but it's nothing like when you have a pain and you're taking medication, it's not going away, or it goes away and comes back immediately. It's nothing like that, man. It's just like,
And that's the most annoying thing.
Yeah.
Having to rely on something, on a pill, a medication, because you're living your hours based on when you take this and when it starts fading away. And it's the most obnoxious, annoying thing ever. And now in this day and age, because of the whole opioid situation in this country,
yeah,
a lot of medical professionals are afraid to give you 1 or 2 pills. I mean, they literally released me from the hospital with 5 days treatment, and you're onto your last one, man. And it's scary because you know what's coming, the pain, and obviously in front of my kids, I didn't show it, so you kind of bring up a different kind of level of strength.
Yeah. Oh man. That's because you got to stay their father. You got to stay,
You deal with it, man. You deal with it and until you find another method, I couldn't do much because, again, the PICC line, I can't wipe this one arm. Usually a long walk will help, but I was working still on my stability. The first few days when I try to walk, you're imbalanced. You almost feel like you're walking on you're walking on a surfboard on the water. feel like the ground's not moving, but you're like wiggly, you know, but you deal with it, man. That's it.
Well, we're proud of you, man. We're proud of you for making through this and recovering every day, man. That takes a lot. It takes a lot of strength and courage, man.
Yeah, that's it, man. Again, having good people like you guys, a lot of, you know, I have to acknowledge them constantly. Just keep telling them, because when, you know, things go bad, a lot of people dissipate, but you have to focus on the few that are there. And that for that, I'm grateful. And that's ultimately gives you a different kind of level of strength to just like, let me pull through.
Shout out to Victor Munoz for going to those hospitals with you and sticking with you, you know.
Victor was just amazing. You know, amazing because, you know, a lot of days he didn't sleep. He was breaking night. And lucky for me, the hospital was 10 minutes from his house, the fourth one I went to. But the worry in his face was draining. You know, my wife was draining. She had to hold the house down while I was away. You know, and obviously, you know, keeping it, my daughters, you know, just kind of informed but underinformed, because got to protect our kids. We don't want to stress them. You know, it's like, what is what we do.
Okay, guys, good to see you today again, Ehsan. Glad you pulled through, pulling through. Hope to catch the bastard, Edwin. Vlad, thank you for checking up on me every week, man, without fail. And again, to the fans, loyal listeners, I appreciate you guys. But thank you again to listening to Generation 9 podcast. Remember, you want to listen to any of our prior podcasts, which again, we haven't done many, but we'll get there. Tune into Apple, anywhere you stream your podcast. Until next time, Victor Martinez, Dominator, is back.
Yes, sir.